How are you doing, Larry?
Hey, still alive. We didn't have a nuclear yet.
Exactly. Well, so far so good. And interestingly enough, I was just checking on Israeli Times, the Times of Israel, that they are thinking about negotiating with Lebanon for a truce. Well, a ceasefire or whatever they want to do about that. Did you see any movements?
You mean with Hezbollah or with Lebanon?
With Lebanon, they will never negotiate with Hezbollah. I guess they will. They,
Well, I mean, there's nothing to negotiate with Lebanon. Lebanon's not fighting. Lebanon's not. That doesn't
yeah.
make sense.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, the first thing that came to my mind was that, well, they're probably going to come out with some, stupid peace plan like Zelensky, and now you just acknowledge what's the deal? They don't have to negotiate anything with Lebanon.
Yeah, Israel's a caught in a trap. We all cue up the Elvis Presley music, for this, caught in a trap. Um, but last night the Hamas killed four more soldiers in Gaza. Now, Israel, the mightiest army in the Middle East, if this, who was it? U.S. News and World Report or one of these crazy outlets listed Israel as the number 3 strongest military in the world. It's, excuse my crude language, but you got to be shit. I mean, that is so ridiculous. Israel more powerful than China? Get me a break. The Israeli army would constitute 10% of what the entire Israeli army is 10% of maybe one of China's divisions. Yeah, I mean, it's just absurdist stuff like that. But so here's this mighty army now going 14 months. It's the attacks launched by Hamas on October 7th. And Israel has been unable to quell the attacks, to pacify the area. They've killed a lot of Palestinians. They've killed estimated over 20,000 children. They kill children. They want to destroy, babies like your little daughter. I mean, just think about the monstrousness. Because they don't want them to reproduce. They don't want them to grow up. Because the Arab population, the Palestinian population is growing faster than the Israeli population. So Israel figure out the only way to stop it is to try to kill them. Israel, despite destroying the buildings, hospitals, clinics, mosques, churches, relief agencies, Palestinians are still standing, and they're still fighting. And so, the idea would be that if you actually conquered a territory, that you would be in control of it. Your people could free about without having to be worried about being ambushed. They could sleep at night without worrying about a rocket attack or something. They can't do any of that. It's not under their control. Then, to compound it, they've gone into southern Lebanon and have yet listening to Professor Sayed Mohammed Maradi, an American citizen, by the way. He was born in America. But Professor Maradi was saying that so far Israel has not captured and held a single village in southern Lebanon. They've suffered significant casualties. They're suffering on average 3 to 4 casualties a day. And, their ability to sustain that, there are some reports that Yoav Gallant, the Minister of Defense, wants to start pulling out. So we'll see. And then they launched the attack on Iran, and it looks like Iran's going to retaliate in the next day or two. So Israel's not in a good situation. Their economy is imploding, not expanding. The people who would normally oppose Netanyahu and the religious crazies are leaving the country. So increasingly, Israel falls under the spell of these Zionist nuts who believe that they're the only ones entitled to live in Israel and everybody else has to go.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like Ukraine. Every day I think I read the news, it always sounds like Ukraine. But yeah, still on this matter of the Israeli attack, we've been you made a fantastic, and I am so angry to myself that I have not thought about that. But the video that you exposed on Nima's channel was amazing, was fantastic. The Neo holding the bullets about the attack on Israel. I actually reacted to that on my Saturday live stream. I laughed my ass off from that. Yeah. And it was, yeah, we were on the moment. By the way, we had to change our day because it looks like everybody decides to do stupid stuff on Thursdays and Fridays, and I can only get you on Thursday, on next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's a lot of time. No, I'm just kidding. But we were at the moment we were watching, looking. Me and the guys from all the WhatsApp groups and channels together, watching what was going on, the development, and we were like, so. Was that it? I think I wrote to you on the day. Was that it?
Yeah.
And then something happened like 2 hours later. I was asleep at that time. But yeah, we were all very focused on what was not happening because it didn't happen anything or nothing significant. But we still have not figured out what was the plan to it. Do you have a minimal idea on what they were thinking about it?
Yeah, well, I think the plan was to first take out the air defense systems in Iran. They thought that they could do that. Called SEAD, S-E-A-D, suppress enemy air defense. So that was the first step. And then that was going to be a full-on attack where if that air defense was suppressed, then possibly some of the fixed-wing aircraft that Israel had could have flown into Iran to drop heavier bombs on specific targets. Because, the cruise missiles that they were using to defeat the enemy air defense, or the Iranian air defense, I don't want to call them the enemy, they carry, they have a limited amount of explosive that can be carried on that, in contrast to what they can put onto a bomb. Well, that first wave got stopped. I mean, significantly. Yeah, a few got through. I think 4 or 5 Iranian soldiers manning one of the air defense batteries were killed. Israel went out and claimed, "Oh, we wiped out the S-300s. There's a huge embarrassment for Russia." No, it wasn't. I mean, good God, these people lie. That's the only thing they do really well is lie. And to pretend that the Russian air defense was defeated, to the contrary, what happened was the F-35s that were following along behind, stealth aircraft supposedly, they got illuminated by something coming out of Iran. You can call it a radar, but to be illuminated means something in Iran 100 miles outside of Iran. And at that point, the Israeli pilots went, "Oh shit!" Because all of a sudden they knew if they can see you, they can kill you. So Israel, that's where Israel had to make a choice, and that's where the attack they did it all. Now, there was video of the cruise missiles, and you could tell they were cruise missiles because they were flying, parallel to the ground. Mm-hmm. They were not coming in like this, ballistic missile being controlled by gravity. And the Iranian air defense was shooting them out of the sky. It's going to fly, boom, 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 just one after another. Um, and it was really quite a contrast to what happened when Iran attacked Israel on October 1st, where you could see the missiles just dropping in one after another, and only an occasional one was intercepted. The rest of them hit. And Israel's fantastic at playing the spin game. Oh, well, we knew they weren't going to hit anything important, so we didn't want to waste any missiles. Oh, shut up, please. Just admit you're short and ugly, okay? Stop pretending that you're tall and beautiful. It's not. You're short and ugly.
I admit I'm short and ugly.
Saying that about you, dude. Come on. I'm in the business of running around calling men attractive or unattractive. I'm saying. Okay.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind.
We're all God's creatures. They said we're made in His image. So,
yeah.
But what happened here is Israel's attempt to destroy the air defense system didn't work. And I'm listening to Professor Morandi, and I don't not a propagandist. I find him to be very straightforward. Mm-hmm. He said Iran did not unveil its full capability because they were concerned that perhaps this attack was being used to identify what Iran's capabilities were and how they responded and organized. Now, the other dimension in this is Russian intelligence gave on a heads up. Hey, they're coming. Get ready. They've taken off. And I said that night with Emma and Martyanov that I would not be surprised that Russia has penetrated Israeli military general staff, and so they know exactly, and Israeli intelligence, so they know exactly what Israel is up to. You could tell that it didn't go well for Israel because of the one photograph that emerged of Bibi Netanyahu with Defense Minister Gallant. I forget who the other guy was. They're sitting there in the Situation Room, and they're sort of that they don't have the face of winners. I'm sure you've maybe been in a bar sometime when there's let's say the Campeonato, World Cup is going on, and Brazil is winning, and you're going, no. Brazil's winning, man. You got to grin. Your guys are winning. You're happy. Yay. And they were in Ron S. You would have seen Bibi Netanyahu and Galad. Yeah, man, we got him. High five, baby. No, that's not what they were doing. They're like, what are that shit? Now what? Okay.
The picture that you put on your blog about that on sonar21.com, I put on the thumbnail because it's perfect. It was supposed to be bigger, wasn't it?
Yeah.